safe to say that February, being the second month of the year, is still where we look at beginnings and where things go from here. However, for 4 of the teams playing today, unfortunately, their beginning will be a quick end. It's only week 2 of the XPHSL Valorant League, and already we're knocking some teams out. We're taking our starting 8, we're moving it down to 4, and we're going to be following one match in particular as MFAC Beast is going to be taking on the Marceline Eagles here at XP Esports. My name is Maximilian Thorvald Newman, also known as Formal Casting, and we're going to be calling the action live as it happens. It's going to be a fun day. One best of 3 is what you will see here. That's what we will be broadcasting. That is going to be a fight for the semifinals, and I'm sure it's going to be a very exciting match. That said, here at XP, we couldn't hold these events without the support of our sponsors, so a big, big thank you to the Computer Alliance, consisting of Intel, Asus ROG, as well as Cooler Master. The 3 of them kind of come together to help supply a lot of the equipment that is used to broadcast and bring it out there, so big shout-outs and thank yous to them, as well, of course, as ZQ Racing. Always love to sit in the ZQ chair. Our proud sponsors of this event, supporting that high school esports scene, so big thank yous to them, as well as a big thank you to all of those 8 schools that actually are competing today. I believe we have a quick time, hopefully, to be able to bring them up. Not too sure about that, but I'll read them out regardless. St. Edmunds College is taking on SBCC Bridges. Sorry, got that one wrong. But yeah, then you also have the Marston Makos in black taking on the Maryborough Marauders. You got the Melbourne High School taking on TSS Cyber Sharks. And of course, MFAC Beast taking on Marceline Eagles, who I mentioned before. Those are the 4 matches. All of these are elimination matches. Yes, they're best of 3, but if you lose today in that series, you will be eliminated. Again, it's super cool to see these 8 schools across 3 states. We got Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, all taking part in this event. So big thank yous to all of them for jumping in. It's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to this match between, MFAC Beast. I believe that's Matthew Flinders taking on Marceline Eagles. It's going to be good. Personally, I mean, I do feel like normally Eagles would have a flight advantage, being able to actually spread their wings and fly, but who says Beasts can't grow wings either? Although, judging by that padded paw print, I'm guessing they're probably not a winged creature. Either way, it's going to be a exciting one. Players are pretty much ready to go on our mark, so I'm going to give them we are going live, and I think we're just going to jump straight into this. On the attack will be MFAC Beast. We will be going on split for our first map. After this, I believe, will be Bind in map number 2, and then Haven will be our 3rd map, and we can take a look at sort of the lineups right now. Again, the Beasts are on the attacking side, so they're in red. You got Jonesy, Steve, Chef Grok, Spy Fridge, and Cords. For the Marceline Eagles on defense, you've got Oisink, Wind, Bob without a EA. That's a unique name. Luca's on 14 FPS. That's also very unfortunate. And, of course, the best name in this lobby, Cookie, is going to be on the team as well. Interesting to be seeing a Viper come out. Haven't seen too much of those recently. So Spy Fridge back on the Beast side. Going to be taking out, one of the, I think, more underrated and one of the best sort of zone control characters in the game. Don't typically see that. Also a Cypher. Kind of a unique lock-in as well, going to Baba without an EA. Just going to call him Bob, I think. Probably going to be a bit easier moving forwards. Some of the more typical picks are coming in. You got the Brimstone over there on Jonesy. You got Wind as well, just kind of rocking that Omen. You tend to see these. Cookie's going to be taking the Phoenix. That's going to be fun to watch. Cords, of course, on the Rays. That's another quite common pick. We do got a Sage in the midst. And what's very kind of cool about this, we have 10 unique characters being run today. 10 unique agents actually being played. And I don't think I've seen that, like, ever. Even in the games that I play of this, how few they are and far between. 10 unique agents. That's going to make this one a lot of fun, I feel like. Going to be seeing some very innovative strategies, I'd have to think, as we are jumping into it. One more time, on that defense side, it is the Marceline Eagles. On attack, it is MFAC Beasts. As we do jump right on in, I believe. Yeah, I'm not sure where the map has gone. So I would like to see that map in terms of the spectating. I'm surprised it's not. Oh, there it is. It's up in the corner. Was I just blind? Was it there the entire time? Very possible. Very possible. Either way, it's looking like we're going to be seeing a B rush early to start things off. The GLHF's coming down. Want to see that sportsmanship. And it's going to be interesting because at the moment you just got Bob alone with the Cypher kind of guarding this point. And if we see a rush, this could be very dangerous, but it doesn't look like we're going to actually be getting that rush this time around. So Bob, using the camera, will be spotting the people going through the garage eventually as, nice use of that poison wall, but this track dart will hit. I believe he caught at least 2 members, but Bob's got to be careful. He's standing in the poison damage, already taken down to 42. He's going to take some pot shots, gets the headshot onto Steve. And now that will alert the rest of the team as we got a full-fledged attack coming through. I like the healing coming out as well. Another headshot through the smoke, and Bob already got the 2K. The flank attempt was made by Wind. It didn't look like Wind was able to get too much as Bob continues to try and hold garage. Only 2 members still left pushing through. That's just for Cords as well as Chef Grok as they're trying to get through. Cookie and Luca have each already rotated around the grenade, trying to possibly get them away. Although, even if they try to back out, they've got to be careful because you still have Osting waiting in the back line. Bob, again, another kill. That is a 3K. As the Panthers going to come running through, trying to spot that last member. Fortunately, Marceline does, Chef Grok did have the bomber, in this case the spike, trying to rotate around. Isn't going to get out of this one. Great play by Bob, holding that B point. Those 2 quick headshots with the Ghost, going to be enough to take round 1. And that is the exact start that I think this defense was looking for. Marceline going to be very happy with that first point. As we move into the second one right now, we can see a lot of builds actually coming out, a lot of Spectre full armor, so definitely looking to push that lead as much as possible. Going to be a full econ route. Meanwhile, for MFAC Beast, nothing too unusual there, although they are going to be switching sides. It looks like they're going to be going to the A side this time around as Lucas going to throw out that flashbang, although with that poison wall, it will make the Beast's attack pattern a lot more known coming through this as Jonesy once again going point with the spike. This is a little risky actually, and it does look like Osync does have a good line. So too does Wind as he's going to go in there, hold him out. Cookie, try and hold that corner. I'm not sure if Cookie actually spotted that first push from Jonesy around, and with that firewall will be seen out, and it looks like we could see a rotation into mid perhaps. Out of the rest of the Eagles. Very slowed play right now. As everyone's continuing to try and hold these lines. And I think noise was made. They're expecting the rotation, actually. It looks to be like the Eagles starting to rotate around. Spyfridge being very cautious on that point. But Luca is going to be able to spot out the rotation. Trying to get some clips through the wall with the Spectre. Doesn't find too much. Very conservative play from this defense, actually. Even though they're outgunning their opponents, they really can't afford to lose this econ. And finally, 2 kills kind of back-to-back. Luca able to find Spyfridge right there. And up 2 at the moment. Cookie starting to feel a bit more aggressive. Starts to push forward, goes straight into Jonesy. And then decides to back away, throws that flashbang, trying to mar that escape. However, a follow-up push by Steve is going to get a kill onto the Phoenix. Wind, meanwhile, on the other end, gets 2 quick kills with the Spectre. That leaves, once again, poor Chef Grok alone. Gets blinded, yet still finds some shots. Doesn't get the kill as Wind was able to teleport behind. And that's going to be 2 rounds in favor of the defenders. Marceline Eagles, very strong start. They used their econ well, and they were able to keep that lead pushed. Now, however, is where the game starts to get interesting. MFAC Beast should be able to buy up, and you can see all those Vandals coming out. The armor as well. Looks like one Phantom being run by Chef Grok, actually. That appears to be the case. They're going to go back to the B push this time, and unlike before, it looks like Bob was... Okay, he was looking to possibly start Heaven. Instead, he will actually get a very aggressively forward push. Oh, there he goes. He gets the... very unique setup right there. I'm very curious to what this one's going to look like. I mean, that's going to be a very high cage, and it's going to help protect Heaven as Bob's just going to throw down some shots into the garage. Pushing forward, Jonesy once again on point. Does know Bob's around and is able to find the pick onto Bob. So, well played by Jonesy. We do finally get to see that crack. Cookie going to try to get some peak damage down, but immediately gets blinded and getting that spot out. Was alive for a very long time, and this is good for the attack. They're currently up 4-2 at the moment. They're able to establish control in the area. However, Osync actually fighting their way through it. Gets 1 pick, can't get the second, so a 1-for-1 does lead to a 1v3 situation. Wind is going to have to clutch this one out. Spike has been planted. Let's see what Wind's going to be able to do from here. I like the hesitation on the Cypher trap before realizing it was his own team. Does spot out Cords in the corner, but gets picked in the process. Still quite healthy, and again, when you look at it, that Brimstone is just 1 tap away from going down. Wind. A unique teleport there. Really didn't get the distance. Takes 3 attempts to pick up the Vandal, but no one pushes forward to punish. If Win can get a quick kill onto this Killjoy, we could see something. The turret is going to spot him out, though, as he needs to push now. Going through that smoke, Brimstone's going to walk right in there and get that quick kill. Jonesy reads the play well. Wind falls, and the attack takes one back. That is MFAC Beast back in this game. Really well pushed and really well played by Jonesy. As we get ready to go to our third point, should be worth noting, Wind right now kind of looking very, very strong, but strong KDAs across the board for our defenders right now. Marceline Eagles, for the most part, playing this quite well. They just let that last round kind of slip by them. However, I do believe they sort of econ and kind of ran with what they had before, so now they're going to be sort of matching that firepower quite equally. It does look as if Cookie and Spyfridge are going to be the two saving up for the op as well, so that's something to note moving forwards. Nice little flash actually right away coming from Luca. Cheeky little play right there. As Wind is going to be the one holding this corridor. Has to be very careful. Is going to spot out the Killjoy, and Steve goes down. It's a 1-for-1, but that will alert the defense to the push onto A. Spyfridge continuing to push forward onto point right now as the spike. Not like was being planted. A nice little pick by Spyfridge is going to go for the second, but instead Jonesy is able to take that, and this four-man push doing a lot of work up into the A side heaven. You do have Luca down on the point, and you still have Bob trying to get to it. And it looks like Luca actually got into a nice flanking position. Missed the headshot that he could have been able to get on the Spyfridge. A little disappointing right there for Luca, I'm sure. And that is going to force a tough situation for Bob without an A. See what Bob's going to be able to do. 1v4 clutch. I almost would recommend saving in this stage because they are fully healthy. You've also got an ultimate available as well on Jonesy. And I think Bob probably going to listen to reason. No, actually he's going to rotate Heaven. Going to try to make a play with the Phantom here. Has to be very, very cautious about this. One wrong step, and it is good night for poor Bob. So he's trying to find the angle down, and eventually will get a headshot on the cords. So that's one pick. Time definitely working against him, though. That spike is ticking away, and at this stage, again, winning the round seems near impossible. Bob's probably just looking for one or two more picks, perhaps. Try and damage the econ. Wait till that last moment before backing out. We got ourselves a tie game, everybody, so we're getting back into this. Very well played by the Marceline Eagles to get themselves back in this. Bob, though, doing good work on this Cypher as we do move to a very critical point number 5. Looking at those econs, especially on that defending side, you kind of feel like they need to bring it back right here. Otherwise, things could spiral out of control if they're going to go full bore to it. Luca, obviously, last round looked to be saving for that op. This time around might be stuck saving as well, and it will be a little bit of an econ round for the defending side. Bob obviously still has his, gun from last time, so we'll be happy with that. Meanwhile, the attackers, they are so fully kitted out, and look at this. A very aggressive ultimate out of Jonesy right here. I imagine they're going to try to push through, but they could be pushing through right into Wind, who will be sitting underneath with that Spectre. I think Wind's been hiding here a couple rounds already and hasn't been found out that early. A bit of firefighting, a bit of presence known. If Wind's going to make the play, now it's going to be it. Shooting Jonesy in the back. Presses forward, can't get the second kill. So already 2 defenders are down, only for the one take that Wind was able to find. As Steve walks through the fire, does know that Phoenix is around, takes some shots, made body contact, but couldn't hit the head. A little bit unfortunate there for Steve, as the rest of the attack, though, seems to be doing its job. Luca has gone down, and now poor Cookie going to wait around that wall, hoping for any sort of grab, and actually does get Steve in the back. Spotted the gun, knows that Cords was there, but can't bring Cords down. Very unfortunate there for Wind. That said, Bob is going to be able to find the flank, and a 2v1 is a lot easier than the 4v1 we saw before, but that spike is very close to detonating. Bob's going to have to be very aggressive into this push and into the poison cloud as well. Does find Chef Grok. Takes some pot shots into the smoke, but not making contact, and unfortunately, Bob again is going to have to back away. Doesn't trust the Viper's pit this time around, and we'll back out of this one. Oh, Cypher's actually couldn't get away. Oh, that's awkward. Attackers get the win, but at the cost of everyone's life. Bob with the A. Bob without A. Definitely putting forth a good show right now. Yet this attacking side, MFAC, they drop the first 2 rounds, but then bring the next 3 back and are now in an advantage situation. Quick shout out though, Twitch chat. If you are out there, by the way, don't be afraid to be a bit vocal in who you're supporting. Have a conversation. It's all good. I read the chat. I'll interact. We can have a talk. You can say what I'm missing or what I'm doing right. We're all here together watching this game. As we do continue, it looks to be another B push this time around. O-Sync actually going to be the one holding. Early in this, we actually saw Bob holding this point and was actually doing well. as interesting use of the flash right there is going to alert, you know, this attacking side that, okay, Reyna is in this area, and the rest of the beasts are actually starting to rotate to it. So we see a couple shots, a little bit of body shot, but nothing dangerous yet as the push onto the point continues. Nice pick from Cookie. Actually does find Cords, and Bob is able to flake around and get another one. Meanwhile, Osink going to drop that ultimate, gets one kill, and that is an awkward position for Osink to be standing. Eventually does go down. That said, you still got wind coming from the garage. Able to find one. A nice blind into another blind. Double smoked. You expect that push forward, but instead you saw the teleport, and the teleport cost wins his life. Cookie does get the final kill, however, and once again we are tied at 3 apiece. A back and forth game continuing along. As it looks to be another A push, potentially? Okay. Okay, Marceline, the Eagles, they're deciding where they want to go, taking their time, figuring out how they want to play this. Sorry, that is the Beast planning their attack. I believe I got my teams confused last round. My apologies. The Beast planning their attack right now, and it looks to be another B push, perhaps. Oh, no, they're going to go mid for the first time, and this is unique. We'll see what Cookie's going to be able to do. Has been holding this mid line, is now going to be noticing the smoke, so I wonder if we'll see that rotation. Wind as well. Sort of waiting. See what we can see it put out, and Wind gets hard push and misses that first shot onto Jonesy. Coming from behind, Cookie's going to try to find a way, but I'm not sure we'll get there in time. Jonesy still going point, avoids the flash, and actually uses it to push forward, but Luca is still able to drop the spike, and now with the spike location known, Luca's going to do their best to try and hold it. Out comes the Pupper. As Osink does fall, Pupper jumps right into that Viper's face, but Cookie getting very aggressive, pressing forward, will go down, and Luca still holding this corner. The attack should know he's there. The gun is spotted, gets one headshot, gets a second headshot. A nice 2-tap for Luca. That's 3K on the round, as we are going to see, ultimates be played, but the Raze rocket is in effect right now, and that means everyone's going to back away. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like this rocket fuse is going to find anyone. So Cords, I guess just using that rocket to sort of take over heaven, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Bob still has the ground sort of on lockdown, and with a res, this is looking, again, still solid for the attack, but they're going to commit to A, and that's going to be risky, especially with Luca on the flank, misses the shot to the back of the Killjoy. And that will alert the rest of this attack that, guess what, the defense is still on this point. Bob catches both members in the hallway. A nice little 2K for Bob. However, the plant still goes down, and I think that's going to catch these defenders off guard. They double push. They get the kills. 4K for Luca in this round, and well played by the defense. Marceline Eagles, they take one back.
Don't even start that shit here,
They're
mate.
back in the lead. As we continue along. True Australian language on display. That's all I'm going to say right there. As we continue with this. Likes to be a mid push at the moment. Cookie looking to possibly defend that mid. Actually, it's going to be an A push this time around. The defenders, of course, are going to be Luca as well as Win. Luca did such a good job from that point before. Up above, let's see if Luca's going to do it again up in the tower, how that will hold out. It is looking to be another rush perhaps. Jonesy in the flank already got tagged a bit. Not sure. I think that was just pre-firing. As Wind actually continues to hold the point, but it's all an elaborate ruse. It's a fake. As this side is going to be rotating around. Bob with a will be holding that B point, and it's going to be ready to catch them. Got the security camera on lock, and will be able to catch this team as they move through the garage. Just now, you can see Jonesy picks up the orb and is spotted. Bob getting ready to pick that moment. The camera gets destroyed. The cage gets triggered. Shots being fired. And you can see the strength of that double cage. You're still able to see the feet. You're still able to see your opponents. As Bob, keeping their eye down low, gets poked at, but won't be able to go down. The cage once again triggered, and that's actually Osink, who got a kill on the spy fridge. Didn't really see what angle that came from. Cookie as well on the flank from behind. Absolutely trapping this beast attack. Wind arrives to take some pot shots into the garage, and that leaves poor Steve on their own in a 1v4, one versus the world. Won't be able to get past Osink. And that is another strong win for these defenders as the Marceline Eagles starting to pull away once again in this opening map. Now, we'd like to remind everyone this is a best of 3. So it's going to be, we could be seeing 3 maps. We could be seeing only 2, however. It's why that first map is so important. Get yourself into match point. Try to hold on from there. An A push, perhaps, as Zed rooting for the Eagles. Go, go, Eagles. Love to see that support. Hoping to see a bit more. Jonesy, again, kind of that point man brimstone, although the Eagle, all right, it's a delayed, very delayed push at the moment. And as a result, you can kind of see the defenders were initially rotating back. Eventually, Jonesy will start to push forward. Once again, Wind is going to be sort of holding the ramps, keeping his eyes open. Does spot out Jonesy. And then in the duel, Jonesy comes out on top, gets a nice little head tap right there. And that's going to prompt the rotations, but it's still a delayed push. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Luca going to try and use that Cougar to get a little bit of a flashbang in. As Jonesy watching that long hallway, needs to be careful. You still have, I believe that is, yeah, Osing just sort of waiting there. Molly will come down, and use of the Viper again to try and mask this plan. It looks to be a bit chaotic up above as Bob gets into a shooting duel. Can't make contact with Chef Grok, and Grok actually takes advantage of the stinger and is able to find a little pick right there. Nice played by this attack, who looks to be getting this point back. Not over yet. You do have Cookie kind of coming around on the flank at the moment, and that could be devastating if Cookie is able to find anything. Although it's quickly spotted out by Cords, and Steve able to avenge the teammate. Osink still finds one, and the push is still long. Osink actually dropping the ultimate, trying to get inside the pit. Does spot out the Viper, and that gets rid of the smoke. The defuse attempt is on. Luca gets the last kill, and in the clutch situation, the Eagles are able to save it with 3.33 seconds to spare. Eagles, nice use of comeback right there. The attack on all fronts got the attackers turned defenders a little bit off balanced. And the Eagles out in front now, 6-3, starting to run away a little bit with this one. Promising sign for the Eagles. As we do look to continue. 10 seconds till good old round number 10. Quick look at the econ situation. You can see, actually, this attack, they really needed to win that last round. They kind of spent a lot on it, and they're stuck with stingers and light armor. This is not a good situation for them. They're going to need a strong defense around if they're going to come back in this first map right now. As once again, we're seeing a delayed A push. A lot of resources being used in the mid, and Wind actually leading the charge. We could be seeing the flank play. It does look as if, you know, the Eagles are kind of expecting another A push, and in the sewers, Wind actually runs into one too many members than what they were expecting. Osink as well is going to try the flank. Is able to get one, and is now going to try to run for their life on the hunt. It is Spy Fridge, but we'll get there too little too late. So a nice retribution kill actually coming from Osink right there. Does spot the rotation out as well, and in mid, we might see another jump attempt. Osink trying to pick that moment. Meanwhile, from up above, shots coming down. A nice blind from Osink, but no one able to get picked just yet. Luca throws out another blind, but doesn't want to push on it. It actually falls back into the tower. As 9 is looking to be held. Cookie actually finds an angle on Cords. It was the flank from the sewer, and Cookie gets 2 kills. And once again, on defense, the Eagles are able to find these flanks. A 3K for Cookie, as he's able to get Chef Grok, as Osink eventually will find Steve, get the last kill. Great flank plays once again from the Eagles, who time and time again are now starting to punish the Beasts and their slow pushes. Like, it's forcing the Beast to get aggressive, but when we saw the Beast get aggressive, yes, they saw success, but it did feel coin flippy at times. I would rather take that coin flip, though, than necessarily, you know, do the slow play and lose out, which has been a reoccurring theme. It does look like we're going to see the B push once more, and similar to some of those early rounds, it's going to be Bob holding the point, and this Bob does so much work on the Cypher. Has an op now as well. Pushing with the op. That is so risky, yet is able to find the pick onto Jonesy, as well as spot out this push, and now it is decision time for the Beast. Do they continue to push knowing that there is an op around that corner, or do they look for another way? It looks like it's going to be another one of those delayed pushes, although this time no flank just yet. Chef Grok trying to find the way through. Wall does come up, and it's going to be used to res, so I expect we're going to see a res rotate. No res. Okay. Actually going to hold on to the res for now. Okay, it was a res. That was very delayed. Oh, because it was further back. I forgot it was further back. My apologies. Yeah, so we're going to see the res rotate. As Spy Fridge going to look to push mid. Does spot out the Omen, but isn't able to get the hit. That is going to force out a Brimstone ult, and Jonesy actually gets Wind with the Hellfire. That's kind of funny. Very unfortunate, but this could be the opening. Numbers advantage for the attack. They need to find a way to win. Osink is going to see the push up the middle. Does get a pick onto Jonesy as the push through the middle does continue. Spyfridge trying to force the issue. Did get some damage down onto Osink, but not enough to take the arena down. They're still looking to move on to B right now. Spyfridge kind of leading that charge as the angles are going to be held. So it's going to be up to Steve to try and stop Heaven from being taken over. Finds the op, takes the op down. That is a great pick from Steve, and that's going to make retaking this B point so much more difficult. The play is going to be, again, still through Heaven. As you can see, Cookie tries to get the flash, but they're going to have to be careful of the flank behind. But for some reason, Steve actually pulled back, didn't go for it. Cookie's ultimate is immediately taken care of. Chef Grok able to find Luca before Osink takes down Steve. So still going to be a 2v5 defensive effort. Both defenders up in Heaven as they look to retake the point. That is a great use of zoning right there, forcing some panic as Osink gets one. 2v2 situation. Both attackers in the corner trying to defend the spike. As the slow push does continue, shots being taken. Down goes Osink. It's all up to Cookie, who gets one but can't get the second. Spyfridge finally gets a win back for the attackers. And just like that, Beasts are once again in the hunt. Here we go. So, MFAC Beasts, in a must-win situation, are able to get a round back as we go to our last round of the half. No more ops. I'd say the op was moderately successful there, but probably would have wanted a bit more out of it. So we get ready. It looks to be another A-side push. Pardon me. Just drinking some water. Hydration is important. Always remember to hydrate. 5 members currently all stacked on that A side, and in the end they decide against it. I think they're going to go back to what worked for them, which would have been, I suppose, that B play. What's interesting, though, is a lot of the Eagles actually are on A, and continuing to hold there. Garage looks relatively open. You have the tripwire, and that will sort of trigger Bob eventually, but oh, are they going to go through actually into mid? That's interesting, especially because you got Cookie who's pushing forward, has spotted out the opponents, and what was that, Cookie? Oh, very risky play right there. Osink does get Jonesy back, so we are still sitting at a 1-for-1, and I like the use of this flank right here. Wind is going to be looking to come in from behind perhaps, or at least look to kind of zone out any rotation back towards Garage as the midfield push does continue. Spyfridge on that play. Might be actually rotating over to A this time around. As we see, this is going to be a very scary situation. Luca is there, and we'll be hearing those zip lines. Be cautious on the push right now. Ooh, a nice bit of smoke does come through. Osink does get a kill onto Chef Rock as Luca waits for the moment. Eventually gets a couple shots. Sorry, apologies. It looks to be a little bit of lag happening right now on the stream. But it was a good fight that went for the defenders. Eagles actually able to get a lot of people down. Eventually, Cords does find Osink, but it's the last one standing. Won't be able to get to the spike. It's all about staying alive, and Cords needs to get this kill, but on the run is Luca, who is gone and away from everything. So that will end this one. Defenders get the dub, and the Eagles are going to move to the swap with a nice 4-game advantage. So Eagles now on the attack. Let's see what they're going to be able to bring to this. This is like, I still feel within this high school league, defense still just seems so much more favored to the attackers time and time again. Attacking just seems to be the more difficult role for pretty much everyone involved. So I'll be excited to see if Beast is going to be able to fight their way back into this one. I'm going to be looking for a mid push perhaps, as I'm unsure about the lag situations. I do apologize for it. I'm not sure what exactly is causing it, but that's okay. I'm sure we'll be looking into it and fixing it very, very soon, as Chef Grok looking to hold that mid line. Is able to spot out that Omen. First couple shots do make contact, and actually gets a nice pick onto Win before just getting absolutely overwhelmed. This is the rush play. And we saw the rush play a lot back in our sort of seeding week. This was a very popular strategy. Luca going barreling in, has the backup of the team. They get yet another kill. So that's going to be a nice sort of start for this attack. Although from behind is Spyfridge and Jonesy able to take 2 members out. Spyfridge now looking to hold that Heaven point. And yep, that was lag, but was able to get the kill there. Oh my goodness. It's always interesting seeing that sort of frame rate lag. As we do take a look, shots being taken by Spyfridge, was able to get the kick on to Bob. And that's going to be the defenders getting that point. And this is what I mean. Defending always seems to be strong in these situations. So, see where we go from here. Still 23 seconds to go. As, like, that's why you can have that bad round. But I feel like on defense, it's just so easy to bring it back. As we wait and see what Spyfridge is up to. Looks like they're going to be attacking on that A side.
Turret out.
Or are they? Very split. No one actually has the spike at the moment. Kind of odd that they sort of left the spike there, as we will be seeing some zoning come down. There we go. Very premature use of that wall. I'm a little shocked by it, although the spike is still going there. What's interesting is you've also got Bob kind of pushing on A, where there are 3 defenders. So if Bob was a little bit more aggressive, they could have pulled some defenders away. Instead, we see that push going straight through that attack. Eventually, Heaven will spot out the play, and Jonesy already gets 1 kill onto Wind. So a nice little pick at the moment. Shots going back, and Jonesy actually gets a second as well. Jonesy doing work with this Ghost in what was a bit of an econ round, I suppose. I mean, defenders did take the first round, and now they're looking to take this second. Flame wall goes out, but the spike has already been dropped. And yeah, remaining. Operation Econ push. It was a slow push. It didn't really work out. It just leaves poor Bob with an A on their own, and we'll be eventually rotating around. With the Classic, I don't expect to see Bob be able to get too much, unfortunately. Here, he's going to try to get a pick or two. There's an Econ round, no point in trying to save this, so every kill that you get is just going to hold your opponents back at this stage. So that's what Bob will be looking for. Might be able to find someone in the corner here. Oh, that was a nice headshot right there. So is able to get 1 with that burst on the Classic, but unlikely to get anything else. However, see what they'll be able to pull. And stepping out in the smoke, does get spotted. Bob does go down. So here we go. Yo, Win! Bob's cracked with the knife. Yeah, dude, that knife is sick. And Bob actually has been quite cracked in this game as well. Currently sitting 11-7. Second best KDA on the team. At one stage, he was 10-2, I believe. So actually kind of a little bit of a decline as the match has progressed. Beasts doing a good job on defense, starting to hold it back. The Eagles been struggling on this attack thus far. We'll be curious to see where they decide to push from here. Most everyone did buy, except for Cookie, who's saving for an early op by the looks of things. So that could be interesting. It's going to be a delayed B push this time around, although looks to be a bit of a fake play on A as well. Very unique that the Eagles don't go for the 5-man pushes that we saw from the Beasts. They rather split it up to continue to look for the flanks. Like, this team loves to find their flanks. And when they get them, they have been proven to be quite devastating. So we'll be curious to see if they're going to be able to find much here.
Stim beacon down.
Stim beacon is placed. A lot of defenders over on that A side, and no one on B, but because of the slow push out of OSync, I'll be curious to see if this works out. You do have Bob trying to peek around the corner. A lot of defenders in front of him. Pretty much everyone is in the tower right now. Like, this is kind of crazy. 8 towers just absolutely flooded. And that's going to be a free plant for the other side. So take what gets given, I suppose. That will lead to Steve now. Kind of try to slowly push back around that corner. Will walk straight into OSync, as Win was also able to find Jonesy on the tail end of it all. Spyfridge, the next defender, being forced to push forward. But this is looking very good for the attack as they find a near perfect situation. It's all down to just Chef Grok. See what Chef Grok going to be able to do. Walk straight into Cookie, who will get a nice little headshot right there and end that round. A flawless round for the attack, and the Eagles back in control. Just need to take 4 more, and they will take that first map. Bob cracked, though. Everyone's sleeping on Bob. Dude, I'm not sleeping on Bob. I saw what Bob can do. I saw that first round, Slothy, and Bob absolutely kind of proved himself right then and there, so I'm excited to see what Bob's going to be able to bring moving forward in this. Going to be another B push this time around. Sync with the spike, but it is Spyfridge who's out in front and try and zone out that garage entrance before rotating back. As soon as they hear those footsteps, I expect that wall to go up. Nice use of smoke, actually, from across the map coming from Chef Rock. And now the spotted play is there. You can see Spyfridge trying to get those shots out. because of lag. It looks like the Stinger's burst fire, and oh, Spyford taking a lot of damage up from heaven. Cords has been smoked. He's going to have to wait. Probably more of a delayed push right now. As that's a nice pick from Cords onto Osync. Just sort of wait to see where we go from here. The spike was sort of dropped in an awkward spot. Luca's going to probably try and drop that flash, get the spike, and maybe even go for a plant. Going to be a little bit difficult, though. As here comes the flank play, actually, from Win. Gets one, looks for the second, and I believe did get it. Again, the lag, kind of a bit delayed before going around the corner, and was found out by Steve. It's always fun, you know, the lag is like, who killed who in this situation? It looks like we may have, well, the lag may have won. Yeah, the stream's been lagging for a little bit, I am aware, but, well, not sure what to say here. It does look like we might have lost that one. So apologies for you that, as again, this looks to be a bit of an internet connection. I am aware, like Salty, the lag was, I'd say it's been a little bit more than 3 rounds, to be honest. I started noticing it towards the end of like the 10th round was when it was starting to pop up. Hopefully we'll be able to fix this up and get back into the matches as soon as possible. Not entirely sure what is going on and what is causing this as we keep running with this. So, I mean, it's been a very interesting first round thus far, just in the sense that, like, it looks like we're getting back in. So, or are we getting disconnected? I don't know. One of the two is happening, but it was looking good for the Eagles. I think the Eagles were showing more adaptation in their strategy. I really like the flank plays they were pulling off, especially the use of the Omen and the Cypher to sort of initiate those sort of flank plays. I think that's really, really smart, really intelligent, whereas the Beast, they like to group together, and they like to move as a team, and while they can be decisive in their movements, when they get clumped up, it's really allowing a lot of situations for 2Ks and 3Ks, and you got a lot of people kind of looking at the same corners and same angles, and you're not really utilizing the full 5-man team comp when those situations happen. So, moving forward, I'm hoping we'll see more from the Beast and their ability to adapt. Unfortunately, if this is going to be their one look moving forward, this could be their last day in the tournament. So, very interesting set of circumstances right there. And yeah, it does look to be like it was a game bug, I'm being told. So hopefully it'll be fixed up and we'll be able to get back into it super, super shortly. I want to know how this one's going to end because while, yes, it does look like the Eagles probably are a little stronger, this definitely hasn't been a cakewalk for them. Like, this has been a back-and-forth match, especially with some of those pistol rounds often going in the Beast's favor. So we'll be curious to see where we go from that. That said, I do believe we're going to throw to a break while we try to fix the issue. So please stick with us for as much as you can. We'll be going into a quick break, I imagine. I'm just going to drink some water and relax. And then when we get back, we will be back into the game. So stick with us. More of the High School League of Valorant when we return. Welcome back, everybody, to the HSL Valorant League. It is Term 1, our second week, which means, well, it's Elimination Week. And also, I guess, qualification for the semifinal week? I don't know. It's 8 teams. We're cutting it down to 4. Win and you advance. Lose and your season is done. I am Formal. We are playing Valorant, watching Valorant, whatever you want to say. Is MFAC Beast taking on the Marceline Eagles. And after our first map, well, it is the Eagles who are out ahead 1-0. The final score on that one was 13-7. So, unfortunately, we couldn't catch the end because of the technical difficulties that we had. It does appear they have been fixed, though, so we are going to be going back to the matchup onto Bind. That said, they're not the only people playing today. We've also got, you know, the beautiful Ipswich there, Dina United Party Limited, of course, taking on the Brizv, a.k.a. that is St. Edmunds taking on SBCC. You've also got the Marsden Makos Black taking on the Maribel Molotovs. Interesting team name, considering that's, you know, a CSGO, not a Valorant item. Melbourne High School, favorites in this tournament, taking on the TSS Cyber Sharks. And, of course, MFAC Beast taking on the Marceline Eagles as we get ready to move to Bind. And I think the big difference in that first map was a lot of use of the flank plays, the map play. The Eagles definitely looked very comfortable, sort of in every situation. So they are probably going to be the favorites moving forward. I wouldn't be surprised if they take this map as well as the last one. And I get to be the one who pushes the go button. So I'm just going to let the players that we're going to be starting in 5 seconds You can do the countdown in your head, but guess what? We've already gone to 1 and to 0, so I'm hitting that start button, and we are moving to Bind. Beast looking for a bit of a comeback against the Eagles, who definitely showed to be the stronger team in map number 1. Now, what was unique about that first map was we saw 10 unique ages. I'm curious if that's going to be the same case again. The player that really stood out to me was, Bob, but it doesn't look like Bob is actually playing this time. It looks like there's a little bit of a sub situation coming in as Xander is joining the fray, as well as Cleanup Saturn. So 2 new players jumping in on the defender side. The defenders, of course, are going to be the Eagles. On attack, it will be Beast to start things off. Chef Grok going to be on that Cypher. Spyfridge this time taking the Omen. Jonesy mixing it up. No longer on the Brimstone, now hovering a Killjoy. So, yeah, getting a little bit of a mix-up, a little bit of a shake-up from what we saw from our first map. As hopefully this will be a very different result for the Beast. They're going to be looking to bring it back on the Eagles side. I feel like, some of the stronger players actually stepped down. Their more aggressive players are still there. Like, Oasync was one of the players who was frequently going for those flanks and was finding mixed success. I'm curious how Cleanup Saturn's going to go on the Omen right now. But with the sub situation, new lineup, new players perhaps for the Eagles, who are 1 game ahead. So if you're going to experiment, if you're going to try new players, probably the safest time to do it. You're not going to lose the match in Bind. That said, if they do lose this game, well, then we're going to go to our deciding match, which will be in Haven, by the way. So we get a little 3-side action if the Beasts are able to bring it back as we get ready to jump into this game. Hopefully we'll be able to load in shortly. I'm not too fussed. Look, I'm gonna go with a little bit of a personal small personal rant. Bind is actually my least favorite map in the game. I said it. You can all judge me if you like. I prefer Bind even to the likes of your Haven. Believe it or not, Bind. I don't like it necessarily because of its design. I don't like it because this is the map I am far and away the worst at. People say it's the most like CS:GO. I am terrible at CS:GO, so I find those things to be very, very related. Give me Icebox any day of the week, or Split Defense. I love Split Defense. They're probably my 2 favorites. Split Defense and Icebox. Other than that, I'm terrible at this game. I'm even bad at those situations. These players are all better than me, and that speaks a lot considering, this is a high school league. These are all high school students still developing, still learning, and actually showing off a fair bit of skill at times. And it's been super great to watch as continuing to wait to try to load into this one. Fingers crossed everything is going to be able to come together. So we're still waiting to see if we're going to be able to get into the match. I mean, I'm as keen for it as everyone else is right now. Especially keen to kind of see how we get to see the Cypher play really utilized on both sides this time around. This is one of the best maps I found for Cypher, especially defending that B site. It can be very, very easy to do. And it allows you to put more bodies on the A site, which is the much wider and much harder site to defend. So it does often work out quite well to have that Cypher on the B side and allow you to cover more angles on A. I don't know if we're going to see any crazy shower rushes, but I would love to see at least one. If we get one shower rush, I will be happy. If we get one judge rush anywhere, I will be happy as well. Obviously, the judge rush, a staple of low elo play, and that's where I like to live. As apparently we might be hitting again a little bit of technical difficulties, unfortunately. So we get to hang out with me for a bit more until we get into the game. We're just going to be doing a quick restart. The game has started, so we're just trying to get our spectator client in, and then hopefully we will get into there to catch the latter half of the action in this matchup. I'm curious, though, who you guys are thinking is going to take this one. I'm still leading towards the Eagles as the team most likely to find the victory here, even on a map like Bind, which was chosen by the Beast, if I'm not mistaken. I believe the first map was the Eagle selection. This map, I'm pretty sure, was the Beast selection. Which does come into a bit of an effect in these types of situations. So the Beast could be a bit more comfortable here. They could be ready for it. The Beast also kind of got put on attack first in all 3 maps, which had me a bit surprised considering that typically I have found the defending side to be stronger, except for what we saw at the end of that. Actually, the Eagles are kind of like the first team to sort of break that trend, at least on stream. More reasons why I kind of feel the Eagles are favorites just overall. But again, with the lineup swap, I really don't know. Like, this game is going to be super up in the air, as we will be trying to load back into this. Wind and Bob were the better players, Slothy, absolutely. So them getting subbed out. I imagine if the Eagles do drop this map, we will be seeing Wind and Bob get put back in. I mean, I kind of feel like that's going to be the case. And yeah, I mean, just because they're better players doesn't mean you're dissing the worst players. Like, it's just a matter of experience, right? So eventually they should be able to get back in. I love how everyone's already missing Bob, though. I'm missing Bob as well, all right? Bob was fun. Bob was who I was really expecting to step up, as we are back in a loading screen. So a little update right there. We are in the loading screen. Hopefully we will be getting back into this game. Fingers crossed. I mean, I don't know. Technologies, we're gonna do a little prayer to the tech gods. Hopefully the tech gods are not smiting us on this day, because we know the tech gods can be fickle. I thought my sacrifice of my USB ports on my computer would have been enough today when I tried to force a data stick in the wrong way and it wound up breaking it. That was completely intentional, because I was making a sacrifice for the tech gods to allow things to happen. But, well, we'll see. The tech gods might be angry at the fact that, you know, I tried to plug in a USB port the wrong way, and, well, this could be what we get. Yes. Why are the tech gods so evil? Is it because when I turned my printer into Japanese, I couldn't figure out how to turn it back? Is that what angered the tech gods? I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. Either way, still keeping those fingers crossed that we're going to be able to get into this matchup as we continue to sort of wait and see what's going on. Who has the best name? Cookie still has the best name. Even with Xander and Cleanup Saturn jumping in, Cookie still has the best name. I'm just going to throw that out there. Cookie, by far, the best name. Icebox steals my already diminishing flames. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Bind is pretty bad. Reminds me of Dust, but Icebox. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do kind of agree with that. I mean, I like Icebox. I don't know, man. And hey, those are not the casters, Nightbot. I am not Cthulhu, and I am not Blue Panda. Those are your Rainbow Six casters, which, by the way, will be tomorrow, same time, if you want to watch Rainbow Six. Those two get to call the action. Blue Panda, good friend of mine. Really, really good casters. Really, really good game, Rainbow Six. Doesn't really have the technical issues like this one tends to have, as... looks like we're running through another restart, which unfortunately means I think we're going to have to throw to another break. Hopefully we'll be able to come back into this one, but we'll see what happens. I apologize greatly for these delays. Hopefully we'll be able to get to the game, so please stick with us for an announcement or something along those lines. We'll be back shortly. BRB, I suppose. Unfortunately, it's come to my attention that the tech gods, or perhaps the internet gods, maybe even the Valorant connection gods, one of the deities up there, are just very unhappy with us today. And unfortunately, with that, it does mean that we are unable to get back into the game. The bug appears to have something to do. You know what? I'm not even going to comment. I don't know what it is. I just yell at the game. I'll leave that for the smarter people behind the scenes to try and figure out. What I am sadly aware of is the fact that we won't be able to get back into the games today, which means that this is a premature sign-off for everyone. What I do know is that the Eagles and Beast, they are kind of still going at it, so the players are still fine, the competition's happening fine. All the errors involve us being able to actually get in and watch the game. So with a heartfelt apology, it does mean we are signing off here today. That said, we are going to be at it again, well, tomorrow for some Rainbow Six Siege. We also have the Women's League as well, which is, again, that one tomorrow. And then, again, more Valorant next week as well. So hopefully things will be running smoothly by then. I believe they will be. I hope to see, you know, the same people tuning in next week that they were this week. Look online for the results. They will be posted. Please follow the XP Esports on the Twitter. And again, results will be posted on there when it comes up. I have been Formal. Thank you all for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you all again next week.